I know guys, I know this very well that you must be really bored from translating your native language into English and you want to become a fluent speaker, but on the flip side, you don't have a partner to practice your English. So sad. But now don't take it to heart because in this lesson I'm going to give you just two secrets, and I do believe that these secrets are definitely going to help you to completely get rid from translation in your mind, and these tips will definitely help you to achieve your goal of becoming a very fluent speaker at the most in 3 months. If you're interested, then let's jump into the video. What's up mates, and most welcome to our palace, the ulenglish.com, which stands for the University of London English, and which is an online English academy help all of those lovely peoples just like you who are struggling day and night and all the time. The people who really admire to build their confidence, speak fluent and take the English to the next level. So if you're also one of those people, then I would highly recommend you to join us right now. By the way guys, if you have just visited our palace, the ulenglish.com. So I'm your host Abidani, and in today's lesson, again we are going to talk about a kind of totally mind-blowing topic. The topic that will blow your mind, the topic that will change your life, and the topic that will bring a revolution in your English language. And that topic is here. Today we are going to discuss that how you can practice by yourself at your home without having a partner. Also, we are going to discuss that how you can completely get rid and eradicate the problem of translation. Like we have already talked about this topic, but in this lesson, I'm going to try my best to make it as short, concise as I can. So, if you really have a burning desire to become a fluent speaker, just like a native speaker, then stay tuned. Alright guys, here we go. Well, I don't want to waste your further time. I would love to cut to the chase and get down to work. So before we move ahead and go in more detail about today's topic, about today's lesson, there is something even most important, and that is the basics of fluency. That what are the basics of fluency? So keep in mind that number one, there are two sides of fluency. Number one is the mental side of fluency. Number second is the physical side of fluency. If these two sides of fluency are strong, then this means that you can speak the English language fast, fluent and clear, just like a native speaker. If not, then honestly, you can't. But what is the mental side of fluency? And what is the physical side of fluency? How to improve it and how it works? Let's learn. Number one, as we mentioned just now, the mental side of fluency. So the mental side of fluency simply means your mind, like when you think in English language. So this is called your mental side of fluency. And your mental side of fluency can be only improved by thinking in English language. Like a lot of people also ask me the question that how to get rid and eradicate the problem of translation. If you also have the problem of translation, then you have to pay me your enough heed and listen me carefully. So like they say that whenever they face a stranger, their friend, teacher or whatever, and when they start talking to them in English language, so what happened to them? They completely forget the words, the phrases, the expressions, and they are always having a mind blank. Like they translate their native language into English and then they give response to that person. And it takes a long time. It really slows down the process. Like it is not easy at all to translate your native language, vocabulary, phrases, expression, etc. into English language and then give response to someone. Honestly, it takes a lot of time. It takes a long time. And as a consequence, then we sound just like a robot and not natural. So if you really don't like this, then you have to think in English language. I mean, if you really bore the translation, then you have to start thinking in English language, and at the most in 3 months you will get the better of it. You will completely eradicate the problem of translation. Because my dear friends, your mental side of fluency can be only improved by thinking in English language. The more you think in English language, the more you will get the better of it. The more you think in English language, the more you will eradicate, finished the problem of translation. But how to think in English language? Some of you must be wondering that how to think in English language. Alright, it's not that hard, it's really easy and you can think in English language effortlessly. Like we are human, we all know that. And we think in English language all the time. Either we talk to ourselves. Like whenever we are free, we are walking, sitting, lying, going somewhere or whatever. So what we do? You know this very well that we think all the time, right? We talk to ourselves, we ask questions from ourselves. And yeah, indeed, everyone know that this is our habit. We do it all the time. But unfortunately, we talk to ourselves in our native language, not in English language. And you know guys, here is the problem. We think in our native language all the time and all day long. And we want to become fluent in English language. We revolve our native language vocabulary, phrases, expression, etc. inside our mind all the time and all day long. And we want to become a fluent English speaker. We think and we talk to ourselves in our native language. And that's why whenever we face someone, whenever we try to speak English in front of someone, so first what we do? We translate our native language into English and then we give response to that person. Because we don't work on English language, so it will definitely happen to us. If you really don't like translation and if you really admire to say goodbye to translation and become a very fluent English speaker, then you have to think in English language. You have to think in English language all the time whenever you are free. You just have to train your brain, you just have to train your muscle. Like as just now I mentioned that whenever we are free, so we talk to ourselves, we think all the time. Either we think about our past, either we think about our present, either we think about our future. But we think all the time, we talk to ourselves all the time. But unfortunately, in our native language. And here's the problem. So if you don't like translation, then you should delete your native language. I mean, you should start thinking in English language instead your native language. Doesn't matter if you make mistake, just get started, take that first step. And that's all you need. Some of you might be thinking now that if you don't have good enough vocabulary, if you don't know about the grammar rules, tenses, etc., so then how is it possible to think in English language? How is it possible to describe something in English language? A good question, but I have even great answer. I know guys, I know this very well, that you don't have good enough vocabulary. You don't know about the grammar rules, tenses, etc. And that's why I'm asking you to start thinking in English language in order to boost your vocabulary, in order to update your vocabulary, in order to improve your grammars and tenses. And even more guys, if you can understand me right now, if you can understand me 50% or maybe 60%. So this simple means, and it's simple indicate that your mind is full of good enough vocabulary. There is a lot of vocabulary here in your mind, but you are unaware of that. You have learned good enough English at your school, college, etc. Now all you need and all you have to do is just start thinking in English language in order to pop out all of those English, all of those expressions, vocabulary that you had already learned, but you have not been utilized that. So start thinking in English language right now. And at the most, after 1 month, you will be amazed, you will be surprised so much. And remember this, that one day you will definitely ask this question from yourself that, oh, when did I learn this word? When did I learn this expression, etc. The expression, the words, etc. will start popping out from your mind that you had already learned at your school, college, etc. But you're not thinking in English language, and that's why you just forgot that and kept that inside your brain. So start thinking in English language in order to pop out all of those content, all of those English language that you had learned before. And once you make your mind habituated of this action, then you don't need to think in English language, because your mind will think in English language automatically. Your mind will start describing the people and anything automatically. But if you are consistent, persistent, and if you have patience as well, so this will definitely happen. Number 2, the physically side of fluency. What is the physically side of fluency? As just now we've learned that mentally side of fluency means to think in English language, but physically side of fluency to speak English. from your mouth, directly from your mouth, with someone or just with yourself. This is called physically set of fluency. And in order to ramp up and improve your mentally set of fluency, it is also important to improve and work on your physically set of fluency. Because you must have heard that it always takes two to make word. And your physically set of fluency can be only improved by speaking an English language. If you work on reading, it will improve your reading. If you work on listening, it will improve your listening. And if you work on speaking, so it will definitely improve your speaking. The more you speak, the more you will get the better of it. The more you will improve your physically set of fluency. So physically set of fluency can be improved by speaking an English language. But if you don't have a partner, so how is it possible to improve and ramp up your physically set of fluency? Like, how is it possible to speak English language? How is it possible to practice your English language? Alright, there are so many ways that can help you to achieve your goal of becoming a very fluent English speaker by yourself without having a partner and even without spending your precious time and money at any English institute. You can practice your English language without a partner by yourself. Most of the people do believe that if you don't have a partner, so then learning the English language and becoming a fluent English speaker is impossible. But it is just a common misconception. I still don't have a partner and I can speak English fluently. I'm not bragging, but I'm just trying to tell you, I'm just trying to make you understand that a partner is not important in your English language. Like, you can practice without a partner. You can become a fluent English speaker by yourself and even a confident English speaker. To be honest, we have already made a video about this topic, and in that video I have given you just 2 tips that will help you to become a very fluent English speaker at the most in 3 months by yourself at your home without spending your precious time and money at any English institute. You can and should find the link of that video in the description, and you can also find that on his YouTube channel. So I would highly recommend you to watch that video if you love to speak English without having a partner, and if you love to practice your English, improve your physical side of fluency without having a partner. But in this video, I would like to give you something in addition, that how you can practice by yourself at your home without having a partner, and that is talk to yourself. Talk to yourself means that whenever you are working at your home, maybe when you are on your way, maybe you might be in your office, so you have to talk to yourself. When you are doing your daily activity, maybe you're washing the clothes, you're working something else, you should talk to yourself. Ask questions from yourself, different kind of question, then answer that by yourself. And this is called talk to yourself. And this is the way to improve your English language without having a partner. Like, here I will give you my own example, that how I was practicing. I still practice on this, but how I was practicing and how I was talking to myself when I just started learning English language and when I was beginner. So I was talking to myself like this. For example, I'm going to use my Facebook. I'm going to check up my account. But where's my smartphone? Oh, it's here. Let's imagine that this is my smartphone. So I'm gonna draw this pattern lock. But where's the Facebook? Oh, it's here. I found the Facebook. I'm gonna open up the Facebook. I'm scrolling down the Facebook. Oh, this is a really cute baby. Cute child that was. How disgusting people they are. This is the video section. I should give like to this video. This is just an example, but believe me, I was talking to myself like this, and I highly recommend you to do the same. Whether you are using your Facebook, you're riding on your bicycle, whatever, but just talk to yourself. Maybe even if you are in the washroom, you're taking a bath, talk to yourself, ask questions from yourself, and a different kind of question. Take a topic, talk about that topic, right? And you will become fluent without having a partner by yourself. But you also have to watch that video. In that video, I have given you the 2 and most useful tips. Also apply this one if you love to apply that one as well. So those are also really crucial and useful as well. So I talk to myself even when I'm sitting before my PC, when I'm working in my laptop. And I recommend you to do the same, whatever you are doing. So just talk to yourself. And you might not know, but I love riding on my bicycle. And so whenever I'm riding on my bicycle, so I describe the people, the appearance of the people, the personality of the people. I just talk about everyone and anything randomly. I'm trying to train my muscle, train my brain, and become a fluent English speaker. So I talk to myself and I talk about the people like this, that, oh, those two people are talking about something I don't know. That boy is wearing a red shirt. I love that car. In the future, I would like to buy a car like this. Like this. I talk to myself like this. I talk about the people like this. And believe me, it will definitely bring a huge revolution and a huge change, a positive change in your English language if you are consistent, whether you are feeling like or not. But you have to talk to yourself like this. You have to think in English language, and you will definitely improve your two sides of fluency. And you will definitely improve your two sides of fluency, mental side of fluency and physical side of fluency. And as a consequence, you will become a fluent English speaker, and you will be able to speak the English language fast, fluent and clear, just like a native speaker, without any kind of translation here in your mind, without hesitation and even without cramming. Alright, so now beside those two tips, beside the mental side of fluency and physical side of fluency, there is something even most important. And that is, if you really want to get ahead and if you really want a success in your life, like not only in English language, in everything, you have to be consistent. You have to think in English language on a consistent basis. I'm not saying that you should think in English language all day long and all the time. If you can do so, that is great. But if not, at least you should think in English language for 10 to 15 minutes every single day. Number second is persistent. You have to be persistent as well. Don't leave it. Don't give up. Don't give in, because there is always an answer to everything. And number third is have patience as well. Like, don't be antsy. Everything great in life take time, take work, take struggle. So you have to have patience as well. Consistent, persistent, and have patience as well. And I promise that you will definitely get ahead and you will definitely achieve your goal of becoming a very fluent English speaker at the most in 3 months. But you have to follow what I'm saying right now. And now finally, guys, we have come to the end of this lesson, and I really hope you have found this lesson useful and constructive. Maybe not right now, but if you are consistent and if you work on these two tips on a regular basis, so at the most you will see a huge revolution and something magical will start happening in 1 month. And after 3 months, I recommend you to watch this video again and leave your comment that how are you feeling with your English language. I do believe that you will be a fluent English speaker at the most in 3 months, but if you're consistent, if you're persistent, and if you have patience as well.